Welcome back to Trail and Ultra Running Training. If you're a new listener, I'm sorry that this is your first episode. Maybe go back and a couple and listen to that one I did about VO2 max training. That's probably a better place to start to see me and kind of get the vibe of this podcast. If you're a returning listener, thank you. Um, and this is partially an announcement more than anything else. You'll probably notice that the sound quality is mediocre. And that is because I'm recording this from my car. You'll also probably notice that I took a couple weeks off, and some of that, as you're probably used to hearing from me, was some mental health stuff. It just hasn't been the best couple weeks for a lot of reasons, partially just a shift in seasons. It's darker. I like the sunshine. And we're just not going to get into because that's not the point of this podcast. It has nothing to do with training, really, other than, unless you're me, then it has a lot to do with training. And what I'm talking here is this is an announcement of a non-hiatus, I guess. I am really busy these days, and the easiest things for me to stop doing are the podcast and social media stuff because the other things are more important to me, being honest. Um, Training people and working with clients in person to help them get stronger, and my own training and spending time with my dog and doing that kind of stuff. So the easiest stuff to trim for me is going to be podcast and social media stuff. And I'm trying to figure out a way to reintegrate those things into my life in a way that isn't stressful and allows me to create a little more stuff. So one of the reasons that I'm maybe busier than usual is I'm trying to make a few things for people probably like you, who want to run farther and faster and get better at this sport that we do, and trying to create a few things that allow me to potentially be helpful at a lower price point than one-on-one coaching, like training plans and that kind of stuff. And because I'm nitpicky about stuff I put out into the world, it takes me a long time and a lot of effort. So I need a little more bandwidth and at and time, to be honest, like large blocks of time. And the time that I usually would spend doing something like editing the podcast is probably better served for being or creating training plans, right? So I'm going to try a new strategy with the podcast because I enjoy it. People tell me they enjoy it. People keep listening to it. So I feel like I don't want to stop making it entirely or put it on pause. I know a couple other people who I really respect who've done that. Coop hasn't put out an episode in a couple weeks. Um, Coach Elizabeth from Running Explained announced a hiatus recently. Thought about doing something like that, but I also figured I know some people who have made very fairly short form podcasts while driving their kids to work or doing other stuff like that. And I've gotten a lot out of them. Downside is the sound quality is terrible. The upside is the information was still really helpful, and as a result, I didn't really care that the sound quality was helpful. I don't really win any rewards on sound anyway, especially or awards on sound anyway, especially because I don't do any editing. So I'm gonna give this a shot, and if y'all hate it, let me know. If y'all enjoy it, also let me know, because even when I can get back to a slightly longer format, um, it means I could keep doing these, because it really doesn't take a lot of effort for me to click record and talk to myself in a car. I do some phone calls from the car anyway, so it's basically the same thing, except I'm talking to myself like a crazy person, and then a bunch of people get to listen to it. So this is a thing you enjoy. Great. I am happy to keep doing these. They really put in or require very little extra effort from me from my normal life. And if someone finds them helpful, then that seems to be worth it. Anyway, so that's kind of the announcement. Again, if you're new, sorry, this is where you started. If you're an older listener, I hope the decrease in sound quality is not too problematic and you can still get something out of these. You still find them useful. If I see like listens go to 0, then I will know that they're not helpful. Or if someone tells me that it sucks too much, I will know that they're not helpful. But let me know, and we'll see where we end up. I include one little nugget today as I'm almost arriving at the destination to drop off the dog. And I've been having a lot of thoughts over the past couple weeks about body image stuff. And feel like it's just a topic I don't really enjoy talking about um, for a lot of reasons, a lot of history reasons, a lot of other people reasons. It tends to be kind of a trigger point for a lot of people. And this is just a reminder, especially as we go, like this will either be out right before or right after Thanksgiving, that people probably don't need you talking too much about how they look or like what their appearance is, right? Um, a lot of people, especially in my industry, make comments on me and how I look. The funny thing is, I am actually kind of at a place where I don't give a shit anymore. I'm so focused on performance that it really doesn't matter to me what my appearance is. Um, and it's funny because when I was in my early 20s, like that was really the reason I kind of got back into fitness. I did sports like growing up, all through teen years and stuff. But then, like, I really decided to lose weight and do stuff. And if you've listened to me for a while, then you kind of know the short form of that story. And I probably would have been really stoked then with how I look now. And I worked very hard to, like, too hard and pushed through a lot of injuries and didn't eat nearly enough food to get some level of body image stuff under control and look a way that I thought was acceptable in the world. And 15 years later, I kind of feel like past that, at least to some degree. And easily enough, I probably have closer to the body that I wanted in my early 20s than I did then, when I care about it a lot less. Which I think is just to say, if we stop focusing on appearance, stop making that our primary goal, and live a life that we really want to live and exercise in a way that we want to exercise and do activities that we love and enjoy, then we will very likely end up with a body that makes us proud because it's a body of work that matters to us and it allows us to do shit that we really want to do, right? I think that's one of the big things. I don't have the like six pack I had in my early 20s from so much starvation, but it doesn't matter because I'm so much stronger and so much faster and so much more proud of the stuff that I can do on a day-to-day basis because I work hard and feed myself and train in a way that actually brings me joy. And I think if we get a little bit past the appearance stuff and focus a lot more on performance, whatever that may mean for you, I don't care if your performance is running faster or taking long hikes through the wilderness with your dog in a way that make you happy. Like performance is very individual. And if we stop focusing entirely on the six packs and the appearance and the whatever, and we train in a way that where the training actually makes us happy and the work makes us happy and it allows us to do things that also make us happy, then the appearance is probably either going to become less relevant or just kind of work itself out in a way that makes sense. So I'm here to drop off the dog. I'm going to shut this one down. Thank you for listening. I hope this new format is not annoying or problematic or whatever, let me know your opinions. You can shoot me a DM on Instagram or looking at getting on Blue Sky or any of these things. Just hit me up. I'd love to know what you think, and we'll see if the listens completely drop to zero. Hope you have a great day and go have some fun on the trails.